This is Lonnie Earnhardt. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about open and closed syllables. This is the Orton-Gillingham spelling rule and pattern that we're going to be discussing in second grade for the next 2 weeks. This week, for the week of January 27th, we are going to be talking about identifying open and closed syllables, decoding the words, and identifying them. So you're going to hear your children talking about these phrases this week and hopefully next week and be able to be pros at it. What I wanted to do for you is just give you a mini lesson on the rule and spelling pattern, because even though you may know exactly what I'm going to show you, you may need maybe a little refresher course. So again, the Orton-Gillingham program is new to all of us in second grade, but we really agree that it is a wonderful way for your child to become the best reader, writer, and speller that he or she can be without memorizing a spelling list each week. So if they understand the rule or pattern, they're able to read and write and spell any words in our language. So what I wanted to do is basically give you a question of what are open and closed syllables, and that's what we're going to be working with the next 2 weeks. This week, your child is going to be assessed, which means tested, on what we're going to show you and what I'm going to show you through these next couple slides. We want to know, can your child clap out different syllables of a word, decide if a syllable is open or closed, and identify vowels and consonants. That is what your child is going to be assessed on this week. Next week, we're still going to be working with the same spelling rule and pattern, but we will actually have them spell out the words as well. So, we're going to begin with what is an open syllable. An open syllable is when nothing comes after the vowel in a word. So, for example, I put a kindergarten word up for us. It's a word that is used very, very commonly. The word he. Here you can see this word he. Let me get my pen ready for you guys. This word he is a one-syllable word. Now, syllabication is something that your child has been working on since even before maybe kindergarten. But syllables are parts of a word. So when you clap out a word and clap out the sound, that's called a syllable. So the word he, when we say it and clap it, he, that's just a one clap. So that means it's one syllable. Your child has probably even clapped their names when they were learning about syllabication in kindergarten. For example, Eli is a very short name, but when you clap it out, Eli, it has 2 syllables. So children, we've been clapping their names out since they've been in kindergarten and clapping out words with syllables for several years. So this is not a new concept for them. If you think about my name is Lonnie. Lonnie, 2 syllables as well. If you use the word Valerie, Valerie, that is a 3-syllable word. So syllables are parts of the word that we say. Let's go back to our very short word of he. He. It's a 1-syllable word. It ends with a E. That is a vowel. Remember, vowels are A, E, I, O, and U. If a word or a syllable ends in a vowel and nothing is behind it, is open, that makes it an open syllable. So that's pretty easy to remember. If there's open space afterwards, then that means it is an open syllable. Now, what we're going to do is not just stay with these 1-syllable words. We're going to be using multisyllabic words. So, for example, let's look at some of the syllables in these 2-syllable words that I have down here. I have the word baby, even, and paper. These are words that your child knows very well, whether it's in real life or literature or even math. So, for example, baby. When we clap out baby, baby, that's a 2-syllable word. If I would write that word using my syllabication, I would say for the first part, bay, B-A, B. As you can see, I put a backslash here. That indicates a syllable break. So when we say the word, and I see it like this, I know that there are 2 parts to that word. Baby, baby. So when I put that together, I'll be able to use what I understand about syllabication to help me pronounce that word. Let's look at just the first part of baby, bay. The B is a consonant. The A is a vowel. Remember A, E, I, O, and U are vowels. So that is a vowel. That makes this part an open syllable, because there's nothing after that A in that syllable. Let's look at the second portion, B. B is a consonant. Y is also a consonant. So this means this is just a regular closed syllable. Let's look at the word even. I'm going to clap it out. Even. When I write that using my syllable break, E, then, you can see that I have E / V-E-N, because that's how we say even. If I wanted to decode this word and tell whether it's open or closed, we're going to first look at each letter. Let's look at the first syllable. E. There's only one letter here, and that is a vowel, because A, E, I, O, and U are our vowels. So I'm going to put a V there for a vowel. There is nothing after that vowel in this syllable. So that makes this an open consonant. I'm sorry, an open syllable. The second part of the syllable, then, starts with a V. Well, we know that is a consonant. Consonants are all the other letters in the alphabet that are not vowels. Here is an E. We know that E is a vowel. Right here it is. N, as in noise, is a consonant. Now, this E doesn't have open space behind it, does it? There is a consonant there. So this is not an open syllable. This would be a closed syllable. And the last word that I can show you is paper. And I'm going to clap it out. Paper. When I write that, the first syllable was pay. P-A. / per. P-E-R. Let's take a look at decoding it and breaking it down. The first syllable, pay, begins with a P. That is a consonant. The second letter is an A. That's the last letter of this syllable. It is a vowel. And as you can see, there's nothing else there. It's open. So we're going to label it O for an open syllable. The last part of the syllable, the second syllable, is per. P is a consonant. E is a vowel. And R is a consonant. So here you can see that there is something after that vowel. So it's not open. It's kind of closed off, isn't it? So that makes it CL, which stands for closed. Moms and dads, or grandma and grandpas, this is what we're going to be doing this entire week with your child. We are going to be learning how to clap out the syllables of our words. We're going to be decoding them by separating the syllables, by identifying if it's a consonant or a vowel, and then deciding whether that syllable is open or closed. Let's move on to closed, just so we can get a review of what a closed is. I gave you a few examples there. A closed syllable is where the vowel is followed by a consonant. It sort of becomes closed in. Okay, that's a great way to remember it. Two small words that I have for us right here are cap, like a hat. So this is just a one-syllable word, because when I clap out cap, I'd only clap once. Say that 5 times fast. So if I say cap and I just write it out, C-A-P, I have no backslashes because it's just a one-syllable word. So let's look at it. Let's see if this is an open or closed syllable. In order to do that, we need to identify vowels and consonants. A C is a consonant. An A is a vowel. A P is a consonant. So here's our vowel. Is it open? Is it free to all this empty space? Or is there a letter there closing it in? There is a letter here closing it in. So this means that this one syllable word cat is a closed syllable word. Let's move on to another word that I have here. Men. When I clap out that word men, that's a one syllable word as well. M-E-N. I do not need to write my backslash because there is only one syllable there. So now I need to decide what are my vowels and what are my consonants. M, that is a consonant. E, that is a vowel. And N is a consonant. Here I can see that I have a vowel E here, but what happened? It doesn't have empty space beside of it. It has another consonant, so it's closed in. That makes the word men a closed syllable. Excuse me. Let's practice with some multi-syllable words, like two-syllable words, like the word habit and tumble. Okay. Let's look at habit. When I clap out the word habit, that's a two-syllable word. So what I want to do is write the word habit as it sounds whenever I'm saying it. Have, backslash, it. Habit. And habit is something that you do a lot of. So maybe it's a habit for your child to, like maybe when I'm thinking about my little boy, it's a habit for him to suck his thumb when he is sleepy. That's something that you do all the time. So what I would like to do is break apart this word, and we are calling that decoding. When I look at my H, I know that is a consonant. The A is a vowel, and the B is a consonant as well. So if I look at this first syllable in habit, I see that my vowel is closed in by the B. That makes this a closed syllable. The second syllable of the word it begins with an I. That is a vowel. But it ends with a T, which is a consonant. And my vowel is closed in by that T, so here I can put CL, which means closed syllable. This right here is exactly what we will be doing this entire week. We're going to be giving your child a word, multiple words, and we expect them to be able to write and decide whether it has one or two syllables, to identify consonants and vowels, and then to tell us whether it's closed or open. And believe us, we will be doing multiple examples with them like I'm doing with you right now. What I'd like for us to do is do a few examples together and see that what I'm expecting and what we're expecting your child to do. So I have a little list, and we're going to do some multisyllabic words. So let's do just two-syllable words. That'll be generally what we're going to be doing with your child. So let's do the first one. Let's do a student. 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 That is a two-syllable word. So when I write student, I'm going to do S-T-U. That's stew. I'm going to do a backslash, and then I'm going to do the last syllable, dent. D-E-N-T. When we tell your child the word, we will give it to them in this order. Actually, your child will be getting words just like this on a paper to begin with the first couple of days. Or this is how we'll be presenting, like on the board that I have here. We will be showing them that backslash, which is the syllable identifier. Here your child will automatically know that there is one syllable backslash here. I know that that means there's two syllables. So your child will receive it just like this. Now what we need to do is decide if this first syllable is open or closed, and then go to the second syllable and see if it's open or closed. So let's do that together. And again, this will be what your child receives through the first day or two. The S is going to be a consonant. So I'm going to put a C. The T is a consonant. The U is a vowel. So this first syllable, stew, ends with a vowel. There's nothing that comes after it. It's open. So we're going to put an O on top because that lets us know that this first syllable is open. That vowel actually says its name. Stew. U. Okay? Let's look at the second syllable. Dent. D is a consonant. E is a vowel. N is a consonant. And T is a consonant. My vowel in this syllable is the E, and it is closed in by that N. So that means that this syllable is closed. So here you can see one word, student, has both open and closed syllables in it. This is the outcome that we want your child to realize whenever we are working with our words this week. Let's do another example. Let's do the word hotel. Ho-tel. And again, this will be how it's presented to your child the first day or two. Hotel. That's going to let your child know right away there is a slash here. That means that's a syllable break. Ho is our first syllable. Tel is the second syllable. Now, what we would want them to do, and what I'm going to show you, is to decode the word. Let's take a look at the first syllable. Ho. Starts with an H. That is a consonant. Next letter is an O. We know that is a vowel. There is nothing that comes after that in that syllable. So it has open space. That makes this syllable, ho, an open syllable. And we would put an O at the top there. A little hint, when this is an open syllable, that vowel is going to say its name. So it's going to say, make that O sound, ho. It's going to make that U sound, stew. That's a little hint for you. The second syllable is tell. So we have a T, that is a consonant. We have an E, that is a vowel. And then we have an L, that is a consonant. So here my vowel, which is E, is closed in by that L. That makes this syllable closed for CL. Now I know this is a lot of information, but hopefully after we do a couple of examples, you're going to understand our expectations for your child. And when they are able to see these things, they'll be able to say the word very quickly. Knowing that this is an open syllable and that that vowel says its name, is going to let your child be able to read words that maybe he or she has never heard before, or maybe they've struggled with, because they realize that that syllable is open. So let's try to do a couple more examples together. We'll do two more. All right, the first one let's do is napkin. Napkin. A napkin is something that you wipe your mouth with. Napkin. So when we give it to your child, it will look like napkin. Napkin. So right away your child is going to know there are two syllables. Napkin. Napkin. When we want them to decode the word, they're going to look at the first syllable. Nap. Starts with the N, that is a consonant. An A would be a vowel, and a P is a consonant. Again, we are not teaching vowels and consonants because your child already knows this. They learned it in kindergarten, they learned it in first grade. We are going to just break down harder words and use their prior knowledge to help them build the skill. Here we have our A, which is our vowel. Does it have open space, or does it have another letter after it? There is a letter after that. So that means that this syllable is closed, because that P closes the vowel off. So that makes it nap. Let's look at the second syllable, kin. Begins with a K. That is a consonant. The I is our vowel, and the N is another consonant. Here, our vowel is the I. Is it open or is it closed? I hope you said closed, because this N right here closes that off. This makes it a closed syllable. So if you look at the word napkin, both syllables are closed syllables. So the two vowels in this word do not say their name. Let's do one more. Let's do begin, because we are beginning a new spelling adventure today. So begin. When your child sees it, it'll look like this. So when your child knows that it has a syllable break, B and then gin, so when they clap it out, begin, we know it's a two-syllable word. And now they're going to decode that word. So let's look at the first syllable. B. Starts with a B. We know that is a consonant. And then it has an E, which is a vowel. Now, you tell me, is there anything after that E in this syllable? No, there is nothing after that E, so that means this is open, which means that E is going to say its name. So when we say begin, the B, do you hear that E making its sound? You should. The last syllable is gin. It starts with a G, that is a consonant, then an I for our vowel, and it's going to end with an N, which is a consonant. Here our vowel I is closed off by an N. So we're going to make that a closed syllable. This is basically what we're going to be doing all week this week. I hope that you have got some kind of idea of what we are expecting your child to do. And I hope this was helpful for you at some point. If you need to replay it, you are more welcome to do so and use some of these examples that I've done for you for your homework. Again, on the bottom sheet of the homework sheet that was sent home in your child's homework folder, you should see that your child has multiple or different activities that he or she can do. And this is going to be one of them, where they have to take words that we've been talking about and to label them consonant or vowel, and then to identify whether they were open or closed syllable. I hope that this was helpful for you. Sorry if I sound a little nervous, because I was, but hopefully this will help us throughout the next 2 weeks. Hope you guys have a great evening, and if you have any questions, you can feel free to email me or email your teacher, and you guys have a great evening.